So young to be chief guest. Yes, I am. And I want to thank the administration for inviting me here because 6 years ago, I was also graduating. And I remember sitting where you are right now and just thinking, what will happen to me? You know, I was fearful, I was worried, I was feeling courageous. But at the end of the day, I want to share a few things that I've learned, okay? And I'll tell you one thing for sure. So I have a mentor. Her name is Karen Wakoli, and she does very, very good speeches. And you know, one day I went to her and I was like, Karen, how do you manage to give such good speeches? And then she told me, when you look at, when I'm giving my speech, so usually she's on a podium, and she says, I usually have papers, so I just flip them, and as I say the speech. So to the directors, you know, I was hoping there'd be a podium so that I could do this seamlessly. But you'll allow me to refer to my phone. Is that okay? And I think that's the first lesson to all of you, okay? Who is that person that you look to? What is that skill that you hope to learn? It's okay to go and ask them. Because the truth is, you learn kuna series are under the desk. Are we together? And that is my first lesson to you. But back to my graduation story. When I was graduating, I vividly remember our guest. His name was Abbas Goulet. And I had known Abbas Goulet because, I don't know if you know him, but when there was an issue anywhere in the country, okay? Back then he used to work for Red Cross. It was Abbas who would go and say, we have come here, we have brought this and this help. So for me, I always felt Abbas was an embodiment of what I wanted to do. And in this story, I'll also tell you what I do, okay? So I always felt like Abbas was an embodiment of what I wanted to do, which is to help people. So when I was graduating, I did a degree in community resource management. At that point, I just knew I wanted to work with the community. Hello? At that point, I knew I wanted to work with the community. But there's one thing about Said that has stuck with me through all this time. He told us, a journey of 1,000 miles. I repeat that. A journey of 1,000 miles. You're right. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. Wherever you are right now, soon, your teachers, myself, and all of us who are here to wish you good luck will be giving you your certificates. Each of you has dreams, true or false. You know where you want to go, but I'll tell you the truth. It starts with this first step. I am well aware we have, we've been able to see your teachers, and to the teachers, congratulations. Congratulations on the good job that you do. And I've had, we have fashion and design. Are we together? You could go home today and say, oh, sina machine. Oh, sina uzi. Sindio? Oh, nimeuliza kila mtu hakuna mtu anataka kupatia machine. Sindio? But the truth is, what can you do? Can you do hand stitches? Are we together? Well, machine, maybe, I don't know, assuming you're using your neighbor's machine. They're working from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. How determined are you to tell her, you know what, I will come in at 8 p.m., do a few designs. I mean, today we are so lucky, we are in the era of social media. By a show of hands, how many of us have smartphones? How many of us have smartphones? Okay, how many of us are on TikTok? It's okay. I want to show you guys something. How many of us are on TikTok? Facebook? Please, let's raise our hands. Well, how many of us are on Facebook? Now that is your starting platform. Are we together? When you are saying hi on Facebook. Are we together? Also, besides that, I'm requesting you, can you post the product? Can you post what you created? In fact, I was fortunate enough to go to your office. I told Job, personally, I do customized bags. Okay? So I told job. You know what? I already have identified somewhere I can get someone to customize a bag for me. So remember, the market is out there. Are we together? Do not be scared. Take that first step. ICT. Don't be scared to knock on doors. Okay? Whatever it is, take the first step. So, that's my lesson. And then, so to the second lesson, and this one I will echo what Mama Lillian, is she still around? I will echo what Mama Lillian said. And she said, certificate is not everything. Are we together? This is a step. And we applaud you for making this step. Are we together? But, so you realize I refer a lot to authors because personally I'm an author, I'm an editor, okay? My manuscript is still out there, being reviewed, but I'm writing a children's book called Mika's World. But I'm also an editor. So I do reviews for a lot of authors. And there's one I really like a lot called Chimamanda Adichie. How many of us know Chimamanda? How many of us know Chimamanda? Alright, so that's a challenge. Are you together? I need you girls to read, and boys, as two boys. I need you girls to read. There's a lady called Chimamanda Adichie, and she's been able to write award-winning books, okay? And one of the things Chimamanda was asked was, hey Chimamanda, why are you going to school? I mean, this is someone, one of her books called We Should All Be Feminists was adopted by the Canadian government. Are we together? Nikama, which set books do we do in this country? Which set book? I don't know the current one. Let me see here. Who's in high school here? Who's in high school on this side? Yeah. Which set books are we doing? Yes, the PAL. Right together. So what happened is that Chimamanda's book, We Should All Be Feminists, was adopted for 16-year-olds because the country felt that the women need to know the power that they hold. So she was asked, I mean, you've reached the epitome of life. What else? I mean, as an author, to be recognized globally, what else do you need? And she said, and I want to echo her words and tell them to you, okay? She says, don't think today as the day you stop being a student. Be a student for the rest of your life. So whether it's getting a certificate, a diploma, a degree, a master's, a PhD, it does not matter. Are we together? Make sure you keep on reading. And that's my challenge to you. That's my lesson number 2 to you, okay? Whatever happens after you leave here, make sure you continue reading. Will you make sure you continue reading? Will you continue reading? How many of us will stop? All right, and then lesson number 3. Now, how many of us have heard about a vision board? About a vision board. And I'm sorry parents, I'm really focusing on this side because I want to speak to the graduates, okay? But I hope you're together. How many of us know about the vision board? Okay, I'll tell you something. The vision board is something that works, one, it's worked for me. But most importantly, it's about putting what you have in your mind on a piece of paper that you can be able to see every day. I'll give you my own example. So when I first learned about the vision board, I learned it from a man called Jim Carrey. So Jim Carrey is an actor, he's an American actor. And when he was back in the days, in 1985, when he was very poor, and you know, he just had this vision to be an actor, but you know, those times, no one is giving you a chance, no one knows you. He wrote a check to himself. He wrote a check worth $10 million, okay? So you all know what a check looks like. So he Alichora, akanika $10 million. For 10 years, he walked with that check in his back pocket. Now, why this story is so interesting is because 10 years later, he was given a gig. So, of course, he went through the hustle, trying to do what he does best, getting gigs, getting getting movies and everything. But 10 years later, believe it or not, he was casted in a movie called Dumb and Dumber. Okay, Dumber, depends. For $10 million. And that was the story right there. What do you believe? So I want to challenge you. I remember even for me, one of the things I always envisioned is to be able to work 2 jobs at the same time. Okay? And so nowadays I have I put my vision board on my laptop. I no longer cut out magazines. But I have achieved that because right now I work as the business development officer at Disability Africa. But at the same time, I'm also the project lead at the Shima Foundation. Now, if you had told me 2 years ago something like this could happen, I'd be like, how? Sikuna kitu tunasemaga, oh Kenya, hakuna jobs. Sindio? Even me, baby, hata sahi bado nadhani Kenya hakuna jobs. Are we together? But I have how many? So don't believe me. Are we together? But it's a question of what do you believe in? So I want to encourage you, and I've just drawn a map to help you come up with your vision board. My first vision board, I cut out from magazines. You can all access magazines, so I want you to go, cut out magazines, and figure out what do you want for yourself physically. Are you together? Do you want to be fit? Wengine tunasemaga nataka figure, ngozi imeshikana, your health. How do you want your health to be? How do you intend to eat? And let me tell you, this is about your vision. Are you together? Say it could be at home, nakula ugali na sukuma 4 times in a week. Are you together? That is okay. That is what? That is okay. But I want you to dream big. When you think healthy, what are you eating in the morning? Are you thinking toast? A few eggs here and there? Are you thinking, I saw someone made a joke. Some of you are going on holiday and eating spiced tomatoes, and then you say the soft life. What do you people eat for breakfast? Are you together? So I need you to imagine that. What you want for your health. And then the other facets, when it comes to friendships, how do you want your friendships to be? When it comes to family, when you think about your family, your brother, your sister, I've heard some of us, how many of us are married? How many of us are married? When you think about your husband and your children, okay? What does that space look like? Is it a family filled with love? Okay? Ama ni ile kila mtu akiingia jioni, kila mtu ako kwa TV, kila mtu ako kwa simu. Sindio? Sapa inakuwaga jikoni. Sindio? Parents. You go eat when you want. You need to envision. Is it a family where you want kila mtu mnakaa pamoja? You talk about your day. What is it that you want for your life? And then the other aspect that I want you to think about is your personal growth. I think right now, and I've had, thank you so much for the bursaries we've been able to receive. But some of us might be sitting there and saying, yes, I want a diploma, I want a degree. How will I get there? You will get there. Today I'm here to just tell you, envision it. Are we together? The power of wanting it. And later I'll be talking about faith. But I want you to be able to envision that. So please, if nothing else, I encourage you, please go and work on your vision board. Write down what you believe in, and I promise you the next 2, 3, 6, 10 years, you will come to realize that it will come to pass. And so, I think mine also doesn't say, in that vision board, don't be scared to dream, okay? Don't be scared to dream, right? Because one of the things I've always wanted and I'm yet to achieve is just being able, I have, again, you realize the power of mentors, but I have mentors who are like, I've been to 30 countries and I'm so tired of traveling. And I just look at them, I'm like, oh my God, Wow, that should go up on my vision board. Are we together? Personally, I think I've only been to 3 countries. Okay? How many have you been to? I've only been to 3 countries, and you know, I'm like 27 more. I have no idea how I'll get there, but I know I also want one day to give a speech and say, I've been to 30 countries and I'm tired of traveling. Are we together? So dream big. Dreaming is free. Okay? Alright. I want us to move also to lesson number 4. And this has been the hardest one for me. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. And even as I tell you this, I'm telling myself the same thing. Because even where I am, I still continue to fail one way or the other. But it's hard. And even as I speak on this, you know, I think one of the greatest things I thought I'd be able to do by this year was write my book, but that hasn't happened. So that is a bit of a failure, right? So it's okay to fail. And you guys starting out, you will fail, sometimes a lot. But I want to encourage you, don't give up. Especially if it's something that you feel you need to do, please, don't give up. You go somewhere, you make applications. How many of us have started doing job applications? How many of us have started doing job applications? You need to start. How many of us have started our own businesses? How many of us have started our own businesses? How many of us have started volunteering? What are you guys doing? Director, we need to have a kongamano after this. What are you guys doing? Are you together? So in all those things, in looking for employment, in starting your own businesses, in volunteering, in giving your time, the sad reality is most times you will fail. But I'm here as a living testimony that in as much as you fall down, sometimes you just need to rise up again and push yourself forward. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. But you have to keep pushing forward. So let's not be scared to fail. I pray and I hope that we have support systems. And when I pray and hope we have support systems, I'm so happy because our support systems are here. Okay? Our support systems are here. So as parents, as brothers, as relatives, let's support our students. We know their heart's desires. So just come here, the tailoring example I gave. I need to go 7 to 8. Na ukapona mwambia, pika sapa. Let us support them in their dreams. And for you, don't be scared to go out and pursue what you believe in. Okay? And the last one that I'd like to share, the last lesson, and this is my favorite lesson actually, is, no, this is the second last one, sorry, but it's my favorite, is volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Now I told you I'd tell you what I do towards the end. So for me, well, I'll just give you my real life story. When I finished campus, I knew I wanted to be in the NGO world, okay? I didn't know how, I just knew I wanted to work with people. So I was lucky enough nikapata kazi ya marketing. In Nairobi msituone hivi, tumeuza vitu. Are we together? Wangapi wamefanya kazi kwa supermarket? Ile ya kusimama na kusmailia watu. Ndio maana smile yangu iko mzuri hivi by the way. It comes with practice. Are we together? Wangapi tumeuza vitu kwa supermarket? How many of us? They hustled. So I've done that, but the main one, ile at least nilikuwa napenda kidogo, I was selling bags. Are we together? Unajua bags? Hizi za shule? I was selling bags. And so when I was selling bags, I was so unhappy. I was unhappy. So I used to sell bags from Monday to Friday. Are we together? But you remember in my heart I knew I'm new to our community. Are we together? So what used to happen is on Saturday and Sunday, you know these activities for giving back, so you know them. So I'd go to those activities and just volunteer my time wholeheartedly. So I did that for about 2 years, okay? And yeah, so I continued. I mean, I had to make a living, right? So Monday to Friday, I go sell bags. But I'm a good salesperson. You should come to me for tips. And then now on Saturday and Sunday, I'd go and volunteer with organizations that work with communities. I did that well. And this is the secret I want all of you to get out of this story. Both of them, the marketing and the volunteer work, okay? Zero. In fact, the money I used to get for marketing is the one I used to use for transport. I just because I see guys are given transport. Back then, ni wona jisimamia mwenyewe. Are we together? And so I did that for a while. Fast forward to 4 years later, I get a call. I'm still doing marketing somewhere around. I get a call and they're like, hi. I'm like, hi, how are you? Where are you nowadays? Here. They're like, I remember you used to volunteer for us. And you did a very good job. We got funding and we'd like to employ you to come on board our organization. Now that is how I got my job. That is how I got my job as the Business Development Officer at Uthabiti Africa. So the lesson I want you to take home. Sometimes life, maybe coming out of here, you've done ICT, the opportunities, and this is the reality, Malimo. I can tell them the truth, right? The reality is we might not get the opportunities that we want. So, we will not, and it's not all of us. Some of us will be lucky. We're going to do what we love, but some of us will not. And you'll have to start hapo nje ya nyumbani kwenu. Okay? But that's okay. I encourage you, keep your dream and work towards your dream. Now, in this story, before that, you remember I was doing marketing. So that one ended, I did another marketing job. So when the other marketing job ended, I just gave a call to the other employer. And I said, hi. He's like, hi, why are you doing this? I was like, oh, I'm not anywhere. Siko bahari, nimemaliza, contract yangu ilisha. And guess what? He told me, come back. Come back, the bags are still here, come back, sell the bags. And that pushed me for a while. So what is the lesson in that? Again, whatever it is that you will do, no matter how small, are we together? Whatever it is that you will do, make sure you do it to the best of your ability. Make sure you do it to the best of your ability. And make sure you make time for your passion. Finally, this cannot be emphasized enough, and I think we've all had it in the speeches given today. The power of faith. Oprah says, faith of a mustard seed. How many of us have heard about that saying? Faith of a mustard seed. So I've never seen a mustard seed live, but it's, you know when you eat a passion, you guys have seen a passion fruit? That seed, kamoja, that one seed. A mustard seed is some sort of that size or smaller. So imagine faith as small as that can move mountains. The question I have for all of you today, in your own lives, imagine if you had faith that you can move mountains. I mean, which mountain would you move? Thank you.